University Commission, NUC, has begun the collations of data to assess the readiness of all universities for a possible resumption date for academic activities amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Executive Secretaries of the Commission, Abubakar Adamu Rashid, made the disclosures in Abuja while briefing journalists on the ongoing contributions of Nigerian universities to national reopen to COVID-19. Represented by the Deputy Executive Secretary, Academic, Dr. Suleiman Yusuf, the NUC board said that efforts are also ongoing in finding solutions to academic staff union of universities.
We are very proud of the modest and ongoing contributions of our universities to the nation's battle against COVID-19. And of course, you may also be aware that there is a consortium, a research consortium already being funded by the federal government to capacitate researchers and provide the necessary resources to enable more innovative interventions to emerge from our university system. Issues related to industrial disputes which had caused ASU to be on strike, I can assure you that as patriotic Nigerians, everyone, including members of ASU, has been involved in putting all hands on deck to ensure that we are able to deal with COVID-19 from the perspective of mitigating the effect and limiting the spread. So, yes, the ASU members are on strike, but I can assure you that research is going on.
Noted that the Commission is already working with the university in terms of what kinds of preparation should be put in place before reopen, adding that once that is done, universities not under ASU watch can go back to classes. Speaking on the various contributions being made by Nigerian University, Rashid said over 32 universities in the country have so far involved in research that are aimed at mitigating the COVID-19.
With me that for the pandemic, it is not usually the case that when there is a national strike, it affects universities that do not have active members of ASU, namely the private universities. So for the avoidance of doubt, it's important to clarify that universities, just like other educational institutions, are closed right now on account of the concerns, the health concerns of the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic. And as an organization, we have already begun to deal with the universities in terms of what kind of preparations should we put in place before the issue of commencement. You are aware that even at the secondary school level, some level of activities have just begun. So for us in the university, in the university system, we have sent out the template to vice chancellors of all universities, requesting them to suggest to us what kinds of protocols and strategies are they putting in place in their various institutions, taking into account their local peculiarities, that will give some sense of confidence to parents and other stakeholders that students may return to the universities without undue exposure to the COVID-19 pandemic, the infection. So until we harvest the input from the universities, we are unable, sitting in Abuja, to establish the level of preparedness of each and every university. So what is going on right now is we are collating some of the responses that have already started coming in. We are collating, and at the end of the day, a picture should emerge about the extent to which our universities are prepared to reopen for academic activities without undue compromise of the health, safety, and security of our students. So that would be my point in response to what you have said. And of course, once that is done, those that are not on strike would have no reason not to go to work.
According to him, a compendium put together by the Commission shows Nigerian universities are making contributions, stressing that universities of Jos, which is leading in herbs and natural product development, could do more if federal government release more funds to such institutions for research.
In this verifiable contributions of Nigerian universities, largely in the areas of research and innovation, ranging from automatic, that in terms of herbal preparations, herbal products and remedies, the University of Jos, for example, was mentioned as one of those leading Nigerian universities that are making some inroad into the development of herbal preparations, which hopefully can contribute to the control of the COVID-19 virus. Now, the first part, I can't remember.
Yeah, which is the scale of research.
Yeah, well, of course, the scale, if you get a hold of this compendium, we have tabulated the levels so far of some of the ones that constitute innovations, because you may be aware that there are different stages, including prototypes and so on. So some of them are the stages where prototypes have been produced already. Some have been fabricated, like ventilators. You are aware of the student at ABU who fabricated a mechanical ventilator. So the answer would be that the innovations and products are different stages of development. But what I can assure you of is that many of them have found immediate use in many of the localities where those universities are situated. Motivate researchers and innovators, including students at all levels of their studies. And it is also on record that the Africa Centers of Excellence related to herbal and natural products, such as those at the University of Jos and Ahmadu Bello universities, including, of course, the one at UNILAG, in addition to other universities engaged in drug research, such as OAU, Ile-Ife, Olabisi Obasanjo University, Igbeneghu University, have been tasked to lead the current effort to develop our natural or herbal remedies. Now, of course, the directive of Mr. President in this regard is acknowledged, particularly in the wake of the news out of Madagascar concerning the herbal preparation.
Malik Iduru reporting for FView TV News.